Let's dig deeper into this one and how it's going to impact the economy. For that, we bring in ABC News business reporter Alexis Christoforous. Alexis, great to see you. So how much will this reduce inflation?
Good to see you as well. And that is up for debate. Just how much will this Inflation Reduction Act reduce these high prices that we're all feeling? And, more than an inflation reduction plan, the economists I've been talking to, the market strategists I've been talking with, say this is a tax and spend deal that is expected to have minimal impact on overall inflation. And when it does, it won't be felt for years to come. And that's including an analysis from the Congressional Budget Office, which really tore into this piece of legislation and ran the numbers. Look, this deal does raise taxes on corporations and some different income levels. We just heard that in the package. It is also going to limit prescription drug price increases. So those will be some real savings and help on the inflation front, but they won't be felt for years or perhaps a decade from now. So those looking for some immediate relief from this legislation or to have this relief come in time for those midterm elections, which are just weeks away, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know you touched on it, but let me ask you, because you just mentioned the CBO, they're really digging into this and how will it be paid for. We know that the bill is set to be paid for in part by raising taxes on large corporations and the wealthy, but Democrats say it will not raise taxes on people making more than $400,000 a year. So how do you see this package impacting average Americans?
Right, and that is still yet to be seen. I do want to mention also that this piece of legislation raises government spending on climate and some healthcare programs. So that, ironically, could add to some of the pricing pressures. But as far as those taxes you're referring to, it would implement a 15% minimum corporate tax rate and also raise taxes on some different income levels. Some are saying that that could reduce demand from businesses and certain high earners in this country. But on the other hand, it might take away money from businesses that are looking to invest in their business, invest in research and development, perhaps hire more workers or raise wages. And they're saying that giving them sort of this, what they call a punitive tax, would basically tie the hands of some of the largest companies and largest employers in this country.
Yeah, looking at what this bill does, we know that it allows Medicare to negotiate down some prescription drug costs, also helping reduce the deficit when it comes to alleviating struggling families. What impact will that make?
Well, certainly reducing the deficit, and this is supposed to reduce the deficit by $300 billion, is good news in the long term for the country. It should, help to reduce the country's demand for goods and services. As far as negotiating those lower prescription drugs for Medicare, definitely a plus for Americans and helping to lower their overall health care premiums. But remember, the government's not going to be able to even start negotiating those rates until 2026. So you're looking at a long-term fix with very short-term gains. A lot of economists are saying that overall this is barely going to touch inflation. It'll have some sort of an impact over the next 3 to 5 years or looking out later than that. I guess what it would do is help the Fed in its job of trying to fight inflation. A lot of the economists I talk to believe we're going to be fighting high inflation for years to come. So any help we can get, even if it's nominal, is considered welcome news.
For years to come. I don't know if I like that, Alexis. But the president, of course, as he was celebrating, touting this Senate-passed Inflation Reduction Act this morning, he was saying that Americans are going to feel this immediately. Now, I was listening to you a couple of answers ago, and you said it won't be immediate or it remains to be seen. So help really give us a reality check here. Of course, the president, when politics are involved here, is going to say, hey, Americans are going to feel this immediately, but give us the reality check on this.
Yeah, I think there's a little wishful thinking there on the part of President Biden and his administration, because they know that inflation and the economy is priority number one. That's what voters are going to be thinking about when they head to the polls in those midterm elections. He wants to be able to give voters something to point to on the inflation front, to say, look, I'm getting some relief, and passing this Inflation Reduction Act. It was a good PR move on the part of the administration to name it that, but a lot of the economists I talked to said it is misnamed, and that when this does start to finally take effect in the economy, again, it won't be anything that's immediate.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.